Spring football is a good time to get acquainted to the new look Big Ten. Two new teams in Maryland and Rutgers and two new names for the divisions, simply East and West. Legends and leaders. I mean, it never really caught on, even from the beginning. You do miss it?
It was my favorite thing during Big Ten Media Days, asking all the players and coaches who were in the leaders and legends. They didn't know.
Let's give a spring preview here to the Big Ten. Ray Crawford here with Doug Chapman and Pete Fiutak. And let's start in the East Division. Doug, what are the storylines going on in the East this spring?
Yeah, the immediate storylines, Maryland and Rutgers have to hit the ground running. They're in a tough division. At Penn State, you've got Franklin there at head coach. You've got Michigan State, the reigning Big Ten champion. You've got Urban Meyer and Ohio State. Can Ohio State get themselves back to where they want to be? You also got Michigan in that mix as well. Can they be competitive? But if I look at it overall, I want to see what Michigan State can do to duplicate what they did last year. Can Connor Cook come back and he improve on what he built on last year? Can Langford at running back continue to be that workhorse type of back? Defensively, will they be as stingy? I want to see if they can put that together again to come back and win the Big Ten.
East is tough. What about the West?
West, Merry Christmas. You get the easier of the two divisions. The best team in the West is probably the third or fourth best team in the East. You get Illinois and Purdue. Merry Christmas there. That's the easiest part of this. Iowa's going to be okay, even though they lose a ton of linebacker. Minnesota, I think, is a sleeper team. Very good. Northwestern's going to be a lot better. But the big spring storyline, Wisconsin and Nebraska. Can Wisconsin beat a really good team at some point? And can Nebraska shore up that defense and get a little more consistency on offense? They failed late in the season, still had a good season overall, nice bowl performance, but Nebraska has just got to be more consistent on both sides of the ball.
The last conference title for Maryland came back in 2001. For Rutgers, it was a watered-down co-championship shared with three other teams in the Big East in 2012. So their first year in the Big Ten, Doug, how do you see these two programs faring?
I think Maryland's going to be more competitive than Rutgers. They have more playmakers. They've got two guys out, Deion Long and Stephon Diggs. They went out with broken legs last year, missed about 5 or 6 games apiece. Stephon Diggs can be an all-conference player in the Big Ten. He's one of those guys that's very electric, gets the ball in his hands, can make plays, runs back, kicks, punts, jet sweeps. You throw it to him, hand it to him, doesn't matter. Quarterback C.J. Brown will be a 60-year guy. He's happy to get those weapons back. They ended the year on a bad note with a loss to a bowl game to Mama Mater Marshall, but they get their weapons healthy. They'll have a lot. They have 9 out of 11 returners on defense. Get those guys healthy on offense. They'll be able to compete. I don't know how they'll do, but they'll be able to compete.
The SEC West is by far the best division in college football. The Big Ten East probably could end up being number 2. Rutgers is an okay team. They'd probably have dominated the American Athletic Conference this year, and they might finish last in this division. Maryland is okay. But in this division, again, I think Michigan's going to be a lot better. Michigan State's a killer. Ohio State's a killer. Penn State's okay. Maryland, you're going to be competitive and good. Welcome to 5th place in the Big Ten.
Don't sleep on Maryland. They'll be better than people think this year.
Yeah, third different conference for Rutgers in 3 years, while Maryland, they haven't known anything but the ACC since 1953.
They don't want to be there. They want to be in the ACC.
They do. Guys, thanks very much. For more spring football conference previews, log on and look around campusinsiders.com.